This conference will now be recorded.
Okay.
I think your session is nice, but I have to request that the next session will be arranged to on the based on topics of mid-level business analyst. Yeah, Shekhar Shukla.
Sure. Sure.
Ah,
Sure. I've listened to you.
yeah. Can you clear what I say? Hello, Shukla.
Hello. Yeah. Please speak. Who's speaking?
I want to I request you that when you arrange the next meeting, that meeting's topics will be assigned to mid-level business analyst. I think you makes a course outlines today's. It's a beginner level or fresh people who are interested to get a business analyst. I request you
Sure.
to you.
Yeah. I got your point, and for sure, I'll tell you in the program which I run. People who are even having more than 10, 12 years of business analysis experience, they join the program. And because we are teaching business analysis in a formal manner with all the software tools like Visio, Balsamic, etc., and methodologies like UML and BPMN, even if you would have been a business analyst with a slightly higher experience, this session and even beyond it will help you. But I have noted down your feedback. Your feedback is valuable to me.
Yeah, thank you. Please carry on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So friends, it is 2:30 p.m.
Yeah.
and everyone please mute yourself.
Sure. Just now mute.
Everyone please mute yourself. I'm going to start this session in another 2 minutes time, and this session is good for those who have already taken up a business analyst role, and this session is also excellent for those who plan to shift to a business analyst role. So both the set of candidates I'm sure they will benefit from this session. So starting in just 2 minutes. So I believe I am visible to you as well, each of you. And now we start the webinar. So let's start right away. So the topic of this webinar is how to be a successful business analyst. So the presumption and assumption is that either you are working as a business analyst as on today, or you are planning to switch to a business analyst role. Whichever category you are in, I can tell you, first thing which I can tell you, that business analyst profession or a role is a very good role and profession. Second thing which I should mention, that this webinar will address your career concerns. Number one, and it is not only a career webinar, even beyond career, I will give you the overview of business analyst discipline and profession. I will stop time to time, and when I will stop, I will basically address your questions, what you may have in your mind, so that this time is well spent for you. So this is how we will proceed, and let us start. So before I take you to the agenda of the session, and before I take you to the depths of the business analyst profession, I'll be happy and I am glad to share my background with you. So I have been a practicing business analyst, practicing business consultant, and a practicing IT business analyst for last 20 plus years. It was in the year 1997 when I completed my postgraduate program or master's degree program in management from the School of Management IIT Bombay. I was lucky to join this profession. Today, this profession is a hot profession. It was a hot profession even then. Only thing is, it was not known to many. And this is a true, international profession. Business analysts get to work with clients wherever they are located. So that was true for my case also. Within just a few months of completing my Masters in Management program, I got an opportunity to get placed as a business analyst in the city of Tokyo, in the country of Japan, for a Singapore-based company. And this I got basically placement in this company from my campus at IIT Bombay. So though the profession was new, but immediately I could recognize, and as everyone can tell, that this is an important profession, because as a business analyst, you are, everyone please mute yourself, because as a business analyst, you are the one who will be assessing the requirements of the project from the clients, and you are the one who will basically be documenting these requirements and communicating these requirements to the development team. So you are the key person for the whole project. And these projects of change are, you see, very important projects for organizations, and in a sense, you lead this change, of course, alongside other key individuals like project managers, program managers, etc. So this is what I'm going to cover today. So the session is divided into 5 areas: fundamentals of business analysis, fundamentals of IT business analysis, how do you switch to a business analyst role, how do you prosper as a business analyst, followed by question and answer and open career session. So even if you are a practicing business analyst as on date, I am sure there will be some very good takeaways. And before I take you to the contents of the webinar, I must also mention one thing to you. Doesn't matter which city or which country you live in, I run 2 programs for outstation candidates. One of them is a recorded video training program, which is a very effective program, and yet another program is a live online class which I conduct every Saturday 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. India time. So next week onwards, we will start a new batch. So if anyone who is interested in taking a formal 2.5-month business analyst training, you are welcome to connect with me after the session. And even during the session, when we will reach to this level, that is prosper as a business analyst, then we will discuss the career paths and how one can make a move. And now this is time to start the webinar. And friends, if you have any question, what you can do, you can just write your question in the message window. As and when the time is appropriate, I'll respond and I'll answer to that question. So let's start. So we will start with fundamentals of business analysis. I know many of you are aware and many of you are clear that you want to become an IT business analyst on a IT project of a significant impact. But before I take you to IT business analysis, let us understand what is business analysis. But our context is clear that this business analyst will be working on an information technology project, and he will be in charge of the requirements for the project. Let us see. But let us first start with what is business analysis. So business is defined as work to be done or matter to be attended. A very simple definition. So let us say if a company gets a license to open branches of bank or run a bank, they will open multiple branches. They will hire employees. They will train these employees. They will basically have banking products. So this is what business is. Businesses are always, actions in any business are always geared to achieve the goals of the business. An automobile manufacturing company will set up an automobile plant. They will set up automobile dealerships. They may even, set up an ITI where they may train technicians. So this is what is business. So you define your long-term goals, and then accordingly you take actions on a daily basis. So let's understand what is analysis. And businesses are incepted with a vision and a mission. So businesses have a goal, and these goals are to be achieved. So a telecom company has to sign up for new subscribers. An insurance company has to generate new business in form of new insurance policies sold. A bank must facilitate banking operations for its account holders. an automobile company must provide a service network for the vehicles it has sold. So you see, businesses have goals. How do we, you see, achieve these goals in an effective and efficient manner is the responsibility of the business analyst. So let us first understand what is analysis. Analysis is detailed examination of elements or structure of something. It is also defined as separation of something into its components part. So now let us do a very small and simple exercise in business analysis, or let's say in analysis. Think of the IRCTC ticket booking process. I am sure everyone would have booked a ticket once or on this IRCTC railway ticket booking portal. So if you remember the steps which are there in the railway ticket booking portal, they are like this. And in fact, if you would have booked ticket on some, let's say for on an aeroplane or for a flight, the process would have been similar. So the process starts with login, train selection, itinerary selection, providing passenger details, payments, and finally ticket confirmation and ticket printing. So now I take you back to the definition of analysis. Analysis is detailed examination of elements or structure of something. It is also defined as separation of something into its component parts. So what we did, we broke this process into these components or these phases. Now, if we are to improve marginally or optimize marginally or improve in a significant manner, what we do, we will work on individual phases or individual components, and we will make changes as it is required. And you see, change is the law of nature. Change happens in a continuous manner. 5 years back, we might not be making a payment via Paytm or Amazon wallet. Today, if you go through the IRCTC ticket booking process, many new payment options are available. So these processes, these goals of business change by the day. So business analysts basically analyze the goals of the business, they analyze business processes, they analyze business objectives with an intent that they will come up with better solutions. So analysis is about finding viable solutions, economic, technical, cultural, legal, etc., and solving business problems. Analysis is about insights. Analysis is about improvements. So let us say for a given process, if you can improve the process in a manner that the cost is lower, the quality is better, service is better, speed is better, there is human warmth or attention attached in it. So then you are doing the job of an analyst for that process. On IT projects, you will be given a full project where your focus will be to document requirements and analyze these requirements in such a manner that the software processes which will come out of this project are efficient and effective. But I'll take you to those areas a little later. For now, let us focus a little more on business problems and some solutions. So business analysis is about providing solutions to business problems. So for me, for many years, when I used to live in the city of Tokyo, this was a regular sight in the morning when I was to commute to my office. And this is a metro rail network at Tokyo. And this is the kind of crowd which is there in the morning, let us say at 8 a.m. Monday morning 8 a.m. or Tuesday morning 8 a.m. Now so this is again a business problem for Japan Railways. So it is a problem for them, or other, they want to, if they would like to have a better customer experience, they would like to solve it. And not only there is a challenge for customer experience, there is yet another problem. The other problem is that the doors of the passenger coach will not close, or the compartment will not close if there is someone who is in between the compartment. So what can be the solution for this? So some business analysts have come up, see the picture on the right, have come up with a solution like this, that there are official pushers. They push people inside, and when the people are pushed inside, the doors are able to close. So even this is an act of analysis. And even out here, the pushers may be the solution of employing or hiring pushers may be good for one country. Culturally, it may be difficult to implement in some other country or some other geography. So business analysts have to find solutions to business problems. This is it. There can be a business problem. Let us say I give you another simple problem. That let's say in your office, the attendance was being taken by a biometric machine. Now, come February of 2020 or March of 2020, in these times of Corona, this biometric attendance machine is something which people would like to avoid. So out here, there will be a business analyst either on the roles of the company or some IT company will provide the solution who will basically give you a solution for this problem also. And I can tell you business analysis is all about better cost, quality, lesser cost, better quality, higher service, higher speed, etc. And it is also about impact. In the next example, when I will let you know a little more about IT business analysis, you will get to understand the impact also. The impact which an IT business analyst can make on the project or can make for the product. So you get paid for your impact. If let us say if your solution is being used by millions and billions of people, you will get paid higher. So if you are a process analyst at Facebook, your salary will be much higher compared to, let us say, if you are doing process analysis for a school management software being used by 2-3 schools. So let's learn what is IT business analysis. And why do we need an IT business analyst today? So you see, business analyst was all about coming up with solutions to business problems. Today, many business problems require, or many solutions require, some kind of intervention of IT. So information technology has become an integral part of the business value chain. For every solution, we need some IT intervention. So let's see what some examples of IT business analysis are, and let's see what an IT business analyst does. So who are IT business analysts? So business analysts who work for new software development. So there is a project where you see new softwares are being developed. So say, let us say some company decides that now since government has banned TikTok, let our IT company develop a platform like TikTok. So you may be a business analyst working on the TikTok platform or a TikTok software, a software which resembles TikTok, a short video sharing platform. Therein you need to understand the requirements of your customers. You need to understand the goals of your business. And then you will come up with processes and features and functionality which are applicable for your product. So that is new software development. A business analyst can also work on software customizations or software alterations. So softwares need customization or alteration as we go forward. So a business analyst, let us say, working on the IRCTC portal and suggesting new changes as they are required. Package implementation. So then there are packages of products. For packages of products, you implement your package of product with multiple clients. So say, for example, Infosys has got a software product called Finacle. So Finacle is getting implemented at multiple banks. Now these banks are having similar processes, but they are not exactly the same. So as a business analyst, what you will do, let us say, hypothetically, if we assume that Finacle is being implemented at Bank of New York in US, so you will visit the client site. You will understand their processes. Then you will be staying there for quite some time, and you will oversee that this implementation happens. New software and vendor selection. Business analysts not only work for IT companies, they also work for client organizations. So out there, you will be involved alongside many others to select a good company, which is basically a good IT vendor or good IT company, which meets the objectives of your employer. So let us say there may be a bank. So now this banking team has to decide whether they should obtain a software from Infosys, that is Finacle, or they obtain software from TCS, that is Banks 2000, or some other software, say FlexCube from Oracle. So this is your job as a person who is helping their own organization for new software and vendor selection. We move ahead from here. So far, we have learned what is business analysis. We have learned what is business. We have also learned that an analyst will focus on components of a problem and come up with viable solutions. And an IT business analyst will come up with solutions which have an IT component in it. So let us understand some examples, IT business analysis, with some examples. So this is an old example, but is still very much applicable for other websites and or for other processes. So here is this news report, why Amazon's one-click ordering was a game changer. So Amazon, way back in 1997, came up with a small innovation, and at that point of time it was supposed to be a large innovation in its process, that Amazon offered that with a single click you can purchase a book on the Amazon platform. So how was that possible? It was possible because you have to store your address and preferred address, and you have to store your credit card details. Moment you selected a book and pressed OK for purchase, the order will go through. So Amazon not only shortened its own purchase process, it also patented this process. In US, process patents are also allowed. So for another 20 years, Amazon got royalty from companies like Apple or some banks who were to utilize this one-click process for their businesses. See, I will read this out. When Amazon first patented one-click e-commerce was in its formative years, and Amazon was primarily an online bookseller. In the late 1999, it sued rival Barnes & Noble for alleging patent infringement on the one-click method. The lawsuit was settled in 2002, but Apple began licensing the technology in 2000 for use on its website and on the iTunes platform. So now this solution is being proposed by an IT business analyst. So IT business analysis is a continuous activity on any new project, on any given product, etc. So yet another example for impactful IT business analysis. Those of you who would have, obtained a new mobile SIM or activated a SIM or got a new mobile number in somewhere in 2008 or 2009, this was the process. You go to a shop where the new mobile SIMs are being provided. You provide your identity, you fill up a form, you pay a vendor fee, and then some back office activities will happen. This form has to reach to the processing center. The processing center will verify, and in a matter of 24 to 36 hours, your SIM will get activated and your mobile number will be active. The new mobile number will be active. But that is not how it happens today. Today, on a new Aadhaar technical infrastructure, business analysts have come up with a superior process. You provide your identity, there's the biometric authentication, you pay the fee, and the plan gets activated in flat 30 minutes time. So this is the kind of impact which business analysts can make. And now this happens on every time this process happens, the telecom companies are able to save something like 70-80 rupees, and they are also able to save time. And so this is yet another example of IT business analysis. Companies like TCS, companies like Wipro, Infosys, IBM, Cognizant, Accenture, Microsoft, Facebook, all these companies employ business analysts because these smart business analysts come up with new processes, and these new processes are valued highly by the client. So you can see the difference between the old process and the new process. This difference can be seen. Cost, quality, service, and speed. So what used to take 1 to 2 days, now less than 2 hours. That's 30 minutes. What used to cost 100 rupees, only 20 rupees, something like that. Now you may be thinking, how can one become a business analyst of this caliber? So there are, you see, multiple strategies. You will be learning these strategies in my program. However, I will just tell you a very simple, one of the many, I'll tell you one strategy. So for this, you don't even need any formal BA knowledge. So there is something what we call as Appify. So there may be a process for which you can just make an app. And when you make an app is a mobile app, you don't need to have all the functionality in that app what may be available in the software. I'll share this example with you. This is an example of a software which is an emailing software for my company. Way back in 2012 or 2013, when I used to receive inquiries for my IT business analyst program, I have to be near to my computer. Only then I can basically submit the inquiry to this emailing system. Now, a very simple interface for this app is available. And this app asks for only 3 things. The mailing list, which you can see is free lectures here, in which I have enrolled you, your name and your email. Moment I fill up these 3 activities on this mobile app, the record is saved for future. Now this app doesn't do anything more. So even for your organization, for your company, if you are to act as a business analyst, if there is an area where your clients need some kind of agility, nimbleness, or swiftness, you can propose simple apps like these. IT business analysis job is a never ending job, because you see there are always changes, technical changes, strategic changes, commercial changes, legislative changes, regulatory changes, etc., etc. So say for example, this was the way through which we used to mark our attendance in 2019. 2020, no one will be willing to mark his attendance in this manner because of Corona. You see, something has happened in the environment all around us. Similarly, many a times there are, you see, guidelines from the government. Your competitor may introduce some service. You have to do that. The customer expectation is different. So as an IT business analyst, you are never out of favor. You are always in demand, and more businesses are being digitally transformed these days. So as a BA, your role is going to be a powerful role, and you will be, as we will learn shortly, you will be in charge of the requirements process of the project. Now I will take you to the IT business analyst role in detail, wherein we will also learn, for the benefit of those individuals who would not have worked in IT industry earlier, basics of the software development life cycle, basics of the Scrum process or overview of the Scrum process, and activities which an IT business analyst takes up on an IT project. But before I go further, I just stop here and I will take 1 or 2 questions so that on what I have covered so far, so that you see, I'm assured that the classroom and my audience is in sync. So you may speak one by one, and everyone else who is not speaking, please keep yourself on mute. So anyone who would like to speak, this is your time. So Shruti, you have a clear objective. You have basically introduced yourself also. Would you like to speak now? Anyone else? Let me see if there are any written questions. So I have a question from Argdeep. Is ECBA must required to get into the role? No, as you will learn shortly, that ECBA, you see, the entry-level certification for business analysis, that is not required, because you see a business analyst role requires many more practical skills also beyond something what you will learn in ECBA. So those practical skills include, you see, working in softwares like Visio. It includes, you see, preparing mockups through softwares like Balsamic, areas like BPMN and UML. So ECBA is a good start, but definitely not something which will help you take up a job, because the market requirements are quite extensive. So I'll tell you, any kind of a certification or a diploma, even in my program, I give you a certification of having completed associate level software business analyst program. Any kind of a certification or any kind of a diploma in business analysis just gives you, just basically satisfies the employer at the first level that you are a serious candidate. Having said that, there is a wide variety of skills which is required and which is expected from you to take up. Then Rohit is asking me a question. What level of programming is required for the role? So you see, programming skills are not required. As a business analyst, if you have done some programming, good enough, that's fine, but programming skills are not mandatory. How much important is IT degree in business analyst? You see, business analysts take up this job from variety of backgrounds. You can be from the business side, you can be from the IT side, you can be from, you see, a legal or commercial side, you can even be from the art side. So you have to identify your starting point, and I will, this question is something which we will take up once again. Vismay, will data analyst role is danger to business analyst role in future? No, definitely not. Data analyst is more like a techie or a programmer. A business analyst is more like a techno-managerial role. So though there is an overlap in both the roles, but if you would like to be on the managerial side, you take up this IT business analyst role, the skills which I'll cover today. Or if you are more on the programming side, I'll suggest that you go for the business analyst role. And everyone, unless you are to speak, please mute yourself.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, please.
Vijay,
Yes,
can I ask you questions? Yeah.
Yeah, please tell me.
Um, um, mm, there are I see there are different types of certification like ECBA, CCBA, CBAP, like that. I'm right.
So that's what I have answered. That I will allow me to share the skills which you are expected from a business analyst. Then again, I'll address your question once again. That what is the expectation of the market in terms of the skills and in terms of the certification. I'll answer this again. I've answered this 2 minutes back. I'll answer it again to you. Just wait for some more slides. Let's move ahead. So, and before I move ahead, in many job description, it is written that SQL is mandatory. Then what about that? So you see, SQL stands for structured query language. Yes, you need to know SQL, but the proficiency or level of SQL which will be expected from you will be basically that of a business analyst. So that is the level of proficiency which we will expect. So yes, you need to know SQL. Moving ahead from here, let us.
I did Vijay, please interrupt me. I did not get my answer, please.
Yeah, I will answer. We will come to that stage, and I'll answer your question. Just don't worry. In the coming slides, there is an area where when I will take up business analyst skills, I'll answer you then. Moving ahead. So for those who would not have worked on IT projects, please understand that IT projects can be divided. An IT project can be divided into these stages: analysis, design, development, testing, and implementation. So let us understand what these phases are. A business analyst or an IT business analyst conducts and completes the requirements process on the project. Now we have basically come to this word, which is requirement. As a business analyst, requirement is something or a word or an activity on which your whole professional life will revolve. So let us understand what these phases are. Whenever a project is initiated, the business analyst will analyze the requirements, and it is typically done in the analysis phase of the project. Everyone, please mute yourself. There is some background somewhere. Yeah. So a business analyst, when the project gets started, will talk to the client, will converse with the client, will interview the client. So there is a requirements process. So the BA will be involved in this requirements process, and he will come up with several outputs or work products which will be part of this analysis phase. So analysis is all about the functional requirements or requirements of this project, this IT project. Based on these requirements, the technical architect will design the solution. So analysis is about the behavior of the software. Design is about software, the structure of the software. With the help of analysis and design outputs, the development team led by the project manager will develop the software. Softwares, whenever they are developed, they are tested in detail. So this is done by the testing team led by the test manager. Finally, softwares are implemented, and this implementation team is led by an implementation manager, and implementation involves installation, configuration, demonstration, training, handholding, etc. So these are typical phases of a software development project. In the 90s or in the early part of the first decade of the century, we were following a method of software development which was called as the waterfall model or the waterfall method. In the waterfall model or the waterfall method, the software project was delivered in one big bullet release at the end of the project. But as the speed of business and the speed of business processes changed, it was found that the waterfall method was having some inherent defects or inherent deficiencies. Those defects and deficiencies included that in the waterfall method, you see, if the project, let us say, is getting completed in 6 months, and if these requirements change in between, then those changes were not incorporated. Clients were getting late return on investment. There was a lesser transparency because the project was delivered in one final release and the client was not having a view on what is getting developed. So because of these deficiencies, a new method or a new framework for software development is popular now. So this method or this framework which is popular now is what we call as the Scrum framework, and Scrum framework is so popular. In a Scrum framework, which what we call as an iterative method of software development, in iterative method of software development, you see, we do not wait till the end. What we do, we deliver software in multiple iterations, and there are multiple deliveries, so not a single delivery at the end. And then there are certain activities which are to be performed, let us say on a daily basis, which is a sprint planning meeting, at the start of every iteration. So these are ceremonies or meetings, which is the sprint planning meeting. Then there is a daily scrum. Then there is a sprint review and a sprint retrospective. So actually what happens, lot of you see activities or tasks are defined here. And main difference between the waterfall method and the scrum method is, in a scrum method we deliver software in iterations. Number one, there is a good amount of transparency. Requirements are not frozen at the start of the project. We develop requirements as the project progresses. So there is flexibility, and there is, you see, higher nimbleness or higher agility. So Scrum or Agile is the method of flavor for today. So as a business analyst, when you will work on projects, you need to have background of these SDLC methods or software development lifecycle methods. In our program, we cover Scrum in detail, and so much so, Scrum is so popular and so powerful these days that no less than 25% interview questions are asked from our basically area of study, that is Scrum. So as an IT business analyst, first thing which you need to be aware of, that you need to be aware of, or you need to be, because you will be participating in a project, you need to be aware of, or you need to master the software development lifecycle methodologies. So knowledge of SDLC is important. So it doesn't matter whether you have been a developer earlier, an IT professional or a non-IT professional, you will get to know what your role will be as a business analyst and how the entire team will function together. Because software development activity is a team activity. You have to perform your role. Though we are developing software, your role doesn't include that you have to do some programming yourself. So those individuals, if they are well versed in basically the skills which are expected from a business analyst, we do not expect any specific technical background from you other than the fact that you have to be gadget savvy and you need to be a good or a master communicator. So you should be good on communication skills. And when I say good on communication skills, it is not necessarily, you see, very high degree of English proficiency. You need to be good in coming up with your written work products, and these work products or these work outputs will speak for yourself. So let us see what an IT business analyst will do on a project. So a typical project will last, let us say, 6 months. And a Scrum project, there will be multiple deliverables. Let us say after every month, we deliver a software to the client, which is having additional functionality of features. Just to give an example for those who may have a difficulty to comprehend, let us say we are delivering a software which has got 3 modules, HR and attendance module, another module is finance and accounts, and third module is inventory. So when we say that software is getting delivered in multiple iterations, let us say we deliver HR and HR module after 45 days. In yet another 45 days, we deliver the finance and account module, and in yet another 45 days, we deliver the warehousing module. So then what happens? After 45 days, the client gets to see the software. He also starts working on the software. So there is early return on investment. There is, you see, adoption. So client can give us feedback also when he sees the software and he work on it. So your activity as a business analyst will be requirements. So this is a very important word. We will focus on this word in slides to come. Implementation. Implementation is installation of software and configuring it fit for use. Quick testing of releases. Client account management. New process design. Advisory and consulting. Because you see, you become a consultant with time, because you know the requirements of today and requirements of tomorrow. If anyone wants any explanation on the activities which are listed here, it is your time to speak. I will give you, I will take up 1 or 2 questions. If anyone is finding it a little, you see, difficult to comprehend what these activities may be. So Ajit has a question. So that question is, what is the difference between a BA and a BSA? So BSA is a business systems analyst. Ajit, what is your, when you say BSA, you mean a business systems analyst?
Okay. So can you hear me, Ajit?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So sir, actually I heard about in IT industry, like business system analyst requires to the background of coding, something like that, who will understand and who have hands-on in writing and reading the codes, and who will like sometimes who will interact with the coders and tester side. So is it true or
No,
it's
no, I'll
crazy?
explain. I'll explain that to you. You see, as a business analyst, so I like to differentiate between these two words: systems analyst and a business analyst. Business analyst will focus on the business processes, will focus on the business requirements, will focus on the functional requirements, etc., etc. Sometimes in very many companies, there is a role that of a systems analyst. So a systems analyst is typically a senior programmer who is also involved in systems design. That is how the database is going to be structured and all. So for your case, it doesn't matter whether they call you as a BSA or a BA. If the activity is to prepare requirement documents, if the activity is to do prepare requirement models, we will learn what these are. If the activity is to do requirements management, this is the role which you are getting prepared which you are getting prepared for. Nothing to do with coding. Of course, you may be interacting with the programmers, but you don't have to do the coding.
Okay.
So Archana has a question. What is quick testing of releases? So Archana, may you speak? May I know what is your background? Have you ever worked on a software project?
No, sir, I haven't.
You haven't. Okay. So then I'll explain. See here. There is this phase, testing. So testing is led by the test manager. And there is a full-fledged testing team which tests the software. But as a business analyst, you are the face of the vendor to the client. So whenever, if at all, if there is any problem in the software or if there is any deficiency in the software, the client will talk to you. So before you hand over a deliverable, after every iteration to the client, you satisfy yourself as a business analyst that this new deliverable functions as per the promise. So why have I mentioned quick testing of releases? It is quick because you see, you as a business analyst, your focus is on requirements and not on testing. But still, you have to test because ultimately the deliverable has to work for the client. I hope this answers your question.
Sir, one addition to this is that is it same thing happens with the manufacturing industry also?
You see, for now, I would like to what
Go
shall I
ahead with
say?
IT.
For now, yeah, go ahead with IT. Wherever you
Okay.
see you are in a client-facing role, and if you are delivering a product to your client, and if it is a new product which has been designed afresh, you have to test it. Only difference between manufacturing and IT is something like this. In IT, products are engineered, so you have to test it a little more. In manufacturing, they are manufactured. When you see, when the products come out of manufacturing lines, the chances of defects are comparatively less if the design is correct. Ajit asks, please brief on sprint. So friends, don't get intimidated by this vocabulary, new vocabulary, if you have not worked on Scrum projects earlier. A sprint is basically a duration in which we develop the next deliverable for the software project, and this deliverable is equipped with additional functionality, and we remove defects, known defects from the software. So this is basically the sprint. There are many more questions. So is automated testing skills like Selenium required for BA? No, business analyst doesn't need automated testing skills. He will be expected to do some manual testing. Now I move ahead. And what are the outputs which you produce as a business analyst? Please understand what now you are working on the job project. You are an important member of the team. You are talking to the client. You are visiting the client. You are visiting the client site, visiting places like New York and Zurich. Of course, you have to communicate, but then you have to produce some outputs which your team members can understand. And what I have called about the basically we may call it as the analysis outputs, or we may call it as the behavioral aspects of the software. So these are going to be your outputs. Requirement documents. So you will be preparing documents on what the client wants for this software, from this software or for this project. These documents include project charter, business requirement document, functional requirement document, software requirement specification, product backlog, user stories, etc., etc. You will be preparing requirement models, UML models, BPMN models. You may be monitoring process dashboards, etc. And when you prepare requirement documents, the software which you may be using, in all likelihood, is going to be Microsoft Word. There are very many softwares to prepare requirement models. Visio is one such software, Microsoft Visio, and it is a very popular and versatile software. There are many other softwares which business analysts use, but Visio is there. And in my training program, 2.5-month live online class, we will be working hands-on on a project, and we will be working on each of these softwares. So, and I will show you how UML and BPMN models look like. Then you will be working on requirement visuals. Visuals in softwares like Balsamiq, wireframes, mockups, and prototypes. I'll show them these also to you. And you will be doing requirements management. So as and when the project will progress, more and more requirements will get delivered, but new problems may also come up. So all this is done through a software like Jira. Have a look at some of these outputs. So I won't show the documents. View here. So what you see here is a process model. So now to prepare a process model like this, you need knowledge of 3 areas. One, the client should have told you about the process. Number 1. Number 2, you should know the modeling method, because you can see so many notations are being used which you may not be familiar as on date. So that modeling method is business process model and notation. And you should also be aware of a software like Visio, which allows you to do business process modeling. Till this point of time, you would have thought if someone is having a good schooling, if someone is having a good education, he can become a business analyst right away. Yes, all that is welcome. But now you need specific skills also. Moment you have these skills, business analysis is one such profession where I have seen, even in this lockdown, even in these times of Corona, the hiring has just not stopped. There are very many opportunities for a business analyst available in the market even now. So I'll just give you a glimpse. How do you, let us say, how do you prepare a model like this? So for this, you need a software like Visio. On Visio, I have just, let us say, press new within templates. So these are basically template areas for Visio. There is this flowchart category. Within the flowchart category, there is this BPMN model. I'll start with the blank template. So for someone who has worked on Visio, who has basically known the process, for him, preparing a process model is as easy as this. Only thing is, you should have a prior practice and a prior training. That's it. This is your gateway to a successful international career. No career, whether on the data side or on the marketing side, can give you such a quick access to international destinations. And once you know the method and once you know the things, it is as easy as this. And just like Microsoft Word, Visio is easy to start, but then there are Word or Excel, then there are so many depths. So I have just given you the what is there on the surface. So this is a process model. Now, even on this process model, I can tell you, and why this process model is required, because whatever you may write in English is subject to interpretation. So you enrich your requirement document with these requirement models. Then as we will see, you will be preparing requirement visuals also. So let us say if you put a plus sign here, or if you put a circle here, all this means different things. And process modeling is something like a language for the business analyst. So you need not understand a programming language like Python, but you must understand a modeling language like UML, Unified Modeling Language. So modeling languages are different compared to programming languages through which we model software. So this is one such output. I'll also show you a requirement visual, which I mentioned here. So when you make software, you see people are also interested about the visual aspect of the software, how the software is going to look like, because everyone is so keen to get to know about what the final deliverable will be. And if the client can upfront imagine, or client can upfront get to know what is the software's look and feel at the end of the delivery, the client is going to be happy and satisfied. So have a look here. As a business analyst, you need to prepare visuals like these. So let us say your company is preparing a mobile app, let's say for example for a bank. Now for that bank, for this app, as a business analyst, not only you will write the requirements in English, you will basically not only you will prepare requirement models through BPM, you will also prepare visuals like this. So these are your outputs. Now for all these outputs, you need training. But if you are to get $100,000 salary in United States or a 60,000 euro salary in Germany, all this effort is worth it. And all this effort will not take much of your time. It involves 44 hours of live training and some 2.5 months of your effort from your side. And all this can be taken up even alongside job. Easy if you know it, and if you haven't done it earlier, you won't pass the interview barrier. Many people are so interested from me to speak about certifications. I will do that at a later stage also, but even here I will just mention that many certifications are multiple choice type questions. So for those MCQ exams, there is no way they can test you how to say, for example, how to write a user story, or how to write a process model, or how to prepare a wireframe like this. So certifications look good, but without these skills, you won't get a job. In my program, you will receive a certification of having completed associate level software business analyst program. But my major emphasis in this 2.5 month program will be to provide you skills, practical skills through practical project, through real life discussions and all. So again, at the cost of repetition, see here, requirement model documents, requirement models, requirement visuals, and requirements management. Even if you have 10 years of experience as a business analyst, as a key takeaway, you can summarize that as a business analyst, I'm in charge of the requirements process of the project. I own the functional requirements. I have to prepare multiple outputs, which include requirement documents, for which I use Microsoft Word. I have to prepare requirement models for which I use Microsoft Visio. I'm preparing wireframes or mockups and prototypes, which may be classified as requirement visuals. I'm utilizing Balsamiq for it, and requirements, I have to do requirements management on Jira. So this is you see, this is the way in which you have to communicate in a comprehensive yet an easy manner. So your words will speak for yourself when you will appear in an interview. And in my program, I'll give you good enough practice for working on these softwares and also preparing for the project. So friends, please confirm if my voice is clear to you. Can anyone confirm? You can just send a message. Clear. Okay.
Clear, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone says it is clear, so then I'll proceed.
Yes, clear. Clear, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much. So let me take up till you people, you see, imbibe this screen. Let me take up one or two questions quickly. Gurjot has asked me, what is the difference between a tech BA and a functional BA? Gurjot, my advice to you will be the following. Do not differentiate between a tech business analyst and a functional business analyst. As a business analyst, there are a set of skills which you need to possess. They include technical skills and they include business skills or functional skills, as we may call it. I will come to that slide. So you need to possess all those set of skills. You can't say that, look, I'm a functional business analyst, so that is why I do not know SQL. So you have to be master of both the areas. I suggest do not differentiate between the two. Let me see, there is some question from Prateek also. So Prateek's question is, hello sir, if a candidate is working in research field, then will it be beneficial to acquire BA certification? Will that further my career? So Prateek, would you like to speak? We will have a short dialogue if you are there in the session.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Prateek.
okay. So Prateek, what is your background?
Sir, I am working as a research analyst, and I just means I want to pursue my career in a further aspects. So
No. What is your academic background?
Sir, my background is I am an MBA from in marketing and operations.
Okay. And
Yeah.
now when you say you are working as a research analyst, then I may assume that you are working in a market research firm. Am I correct?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And I believe you have joined from Pune?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I may also assume that since Pune is having a lot of IT companies and these IT companies are hiring a number of business analysts, so you just want to switch to that role because you think that there are better career prospects in this role. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly.
Okay. So for sure, your assessment is perfect that a business analyst role and a career as on date is much better than a research analyst who may be working in a local market research firm. So now what you need to do, your qualification wise and experience wise, your background is just fine. All you need to do, you need to acquire a certain set of skills, which we will take up shortly. There is a slide in which I mention what are the skills which are expected from a business analyst. So the day you can prepare these outputs which are shown here on this slide, people will hire you right away. And in general, salaries are a little higher in IT companies. So whatever your level of salary is as on date, I am sure you will get a higher salary. So salary won't be a barrier. Then you have how many years of experience?
Sir, I have 8 months of experience.
8 months. 8 months. 8 months is nothing. Many a times you see people have several years of experience. Then they typically ask me, sir, do I have to start off as a fresher? No, you don't have to start off as a fresher, even if you have 5 years of experience. So there may be a certain discount compared to someone who would have been working as a BA for last 5 years right from the start. But your experience will be taken care of. For your case, 8 months is nothing. So there is nothing to communicate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sandesh asked me, now I will move quickly, but Sandesh asked me, so Pratik, I've answered your question. Now I move on to Sandesh. Sandesh asked me,
Yeah.
what level of skills does a company expect from a fresher in BA? So Sandesh, just wait till my slide on skills expected from BA comes up. So those are the very same level of skills which are expected from a fresher and which are expected from a person like me with 20 years of experience. Only thing is there will be a difference in maturity of outputs. Amit asked me, hello sir, will you provide placement interview calls? So for now, yes. So we can discuss this in detail, but because right now at this moment my focus is on the presentation, because I sincerely believe that since 40 plus people are here, you should have some significant takeaways also, which you should retain for your life. Whether or not you join my program, these takeaways are important for you. And even if you have 10 years of experience, I can tell you there are very important takeaways which you can utilize on your job. So let us proceed. So we have seen requirement models. Yeah, who is speaking?
Yeah, Argadeep here, sir.
Yeah, please tell me.
I have a hands-on Lucid chart software. So Lucid chart and MSP is similar kind of functionality, right?
Yes, similar. They are similar. So Lucid chart is not as popular as Visio, but if you have worked on Lucid chart, that is a good experience to have.
Okay, thank you.
So let's now discuss. In a sense, we have already started discussing it. How do you switch to a business analyst role? And not only this is to switch to a business analyst role, this also answers how do you excel as a business analyst on the job. There may be several individuals out here in this forum who may be business analysts even as on date, but even for them, I can tell you they have their own career goals. They may like to join the tier 1 IT companies like IBM or Microsoft or Apple or Infosys. They may move to a better salary. They may be having a title of a business analyst, but they may not have all these skills. So how do you switch to a business analyst role, or how do you excel here? Let us learn. So it is as easy as 1, 2, 3, and 4. As easy as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what is this 1, 2, 3, and 4? Let us understand. Understand the 3 key skills of an IT business analyst. So as an IT business analyst, you need to possess these 3 key skills. Master 6 key softwares which are applicable for your IT BA role. So many of us can write good English, but over and above writing good requirements for good English, you need to master 6 softwares. Identify your starting point. Business analyst role is a multifunctional role. So people join from multiple sides. Business people join this role, technical people join this role, people from legal and commercial area join this role, even people from arts take up this role. Fill up the skill gap and join the party. Yes, it is a big party. The party is on. IT industry is a $150 billion industry today. In exports, when I talked about the exports from India to other countries. In another 7 years, it is going to be $300 billion industry. Our country is also getting digitally transformed. All this will happen because of smart business analysts like you. And if you get to join an impactful project, it is basically a secure career for your entire life. There is also one. Yeah, there is someone who has unmuted himself. Okay. So there is also large business transformations happening in the country, and there is one very good thing about this business analyst role, which I will tell you here and now. That point is that you don't get obsolete with time. You get mature by time, because for example, I'm using a software like Word since 1995, a software like Visio since 1997, a software like Balsamic since 2008. So it is not that I have to learn programming languages, every 3 years. And when I have mastered certain business domains, the rules and processes of the domain also do not change. So let us start with what are the 3 key skills of a business analyst. And each of you can also assess your starting point as to where do you stand in these 3 key skills, and where you can basically take help of a master trainer like me. And I am happy to share that as on date, I have trained more than 800 business analysts who are working successfully in India and at almost all the major locations. This has been my passion since last 10 years. So these are the 3 key skills: soft skills, core skills of a business analyst, and business analyst domain skills. So let's get into a little more detail. So these are the core skills of a business analyst. If you have less than 5 years of experience, the third set of skills, which is soft skills, is expected from everyone. Of course, the level of communication and the level of finesse will differ from someone who is having 1 year of experience and someone who is having 10 years of experience, but some soft skills are expected. Then core skills of business analysts include requirements engineering and management, the requirements process, modeling and visualization, SQL and RDBMS, appreciation of technology and technical environment. So you see, you have to be a little tech savvy. You need to love to use gadgets. You need to love to use softwares, etc. Systems thinking, software project knowledge, and SDLC knowledge of SDLC. I have already told what SDLC is. Implementation methodologies, areas like Agile and Scrum, and softwares like Visio, Balsamic, Jira, Word, SQL, Excel, etc. In my IT Business Analyst training program, which is delivered via a live online class every Saturday, or which is delivered via a recorded video training program, all these core skills are covered in a fully practical manner. Then second set of skills are domain skills. If you have more than 5-6 years of experience, you may be expected to possess some domain skills also. For sure, if you have more than 10 years of experience, you should have domain skills also. So you will be working for your clients who may be running an automotive business, a banking business, an insurance company, etc., etc. So if you are to talk to them for their business requirements, for their business processes, you need to be aware of the industry knowledge, domain vocabulary, etc. Then soft skills. Soft skills are skills like interviewing, meeting management, verbal and written communication, patience, attitude, skills, vocabulary, relationship building, leadership, and attention to detail. So this is what is expected from you as a business analyst. Certifications are just not necessary. If you have these skills, if you have a graduate degree or a postgraduate degree, good enough. And if you have those degrees from a good college, wonderful. So skills plus your background, which you need to identify what your background is. So this is what is expected. Here I will again stop for a minute. If there are any questions on these skills, please let me know. So I have an interesting question from Sandesh, but I will take this question up. Even before that, I would like to hear from 1 or 2 individuals if they would like to speak on this slide, because then the session becomes a lot more interactive. Out of these interactions, you see nuggets of wisdom come up. Is there anyone who would like to speak? You can just share your background and you can ask me how from that background I can move ahead. Yeah, who is speaking? Please mention your name first and then you proceed.
Hey Vijay, this is Hemant here. I'm from Australia.
Yeah,
We have
Hemant, please tell
spoken
me.
previously also.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I
yes.
think I would like to answer Sandesh's question over here. I will answer the second question.
I will
Is it
let
okay?
you I will give you the time at the end.
Okay, fair enough, fine.
Because you see, I have some agenda to finish. So
Okay, fair enough, fine.
Yeah. So Anyone out here who is having some questions?
Hello, sir. I am Muthunabi.
Yeah, please tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, sir, I'm actually pursuing a master in human resource management. So I just wanted to know that if I can go into this business analyst field if I want to, because I do not have any technical skills
What is your
required for this.
what is your degree in graduation?
BA honors in economics.
BA honors in economics. So I'll tell you what may be your strong points and where you need to make up. Someone who has done BA honors in economics is an intense field. I may assume that you have got, good analyst skills and good, communication skills in English, because even economics requires good amount of communication in English. Over and above, being someone who is doing masters in human resource management akin to an MBA, over and above this thing, what you can do, if you are interested to join IT industry as a business analyst, your background is just fine. You need to be a little more tech savvy. So if you are applying for a business analyst role, you just can't say that, look, I am from a non-technical background. Out there, you have to say that, look, I have done BA honors in economics, and out there, even in the economics field, we have been using softwares like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint to the hilt. And I have always been a tech savvy girl. And since I always wanted to take up the business analyst role, I have prepared myself for these skills. So if you have the right preparation and right kind of message, for sure you can take up a business analyst role for your background. Only thing what you need to clear for yourself is basically that you need to be clear that you want to join IT industry as a business analyst. Otherwise, this is a good rule.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. Who's
Hi,
there?
sir. Sir, I'm Ajit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sir, my question is that I completed my master's in 2012. Since 2013 to till date, I'm working in HR domain. I'm working as a senior or team lead kind of HR. So I want to move with this industry, but I have a good knowledge in these technologies, which is frequently used in business system analyst or business analyst. Like we have good understanding, and we have good understanding reading and maybe like writing the codes after some practice. So I
Are
hope.
you in software? Are you in the recruitment industry?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay. So then you see, I will come straight to the point.
But sir, my qualification was kind of technical, like BSc with electronics
Good
and.
enough. Good enough. I will explain your situation to you, yourself, and to the audience also. So you see, Ajit is having some 6-7 years of experience in technical recruitment or IT recruitment.
And
Because
sir,
so many.
basic point is that, sir, sorry for interrupt you, sir. Basic point is that we are hiring for internal developers or project manager kind of person. So we are interacting. Actually, I'm very interacting with this kind of person who is developing the
Have you?
codes. Yeah.
Okay. So
So
you answer my question. Have you ever hired a business analyst?
yeah, I heard about sir, but I'm not hands-on. Role
Have
was
you
not
have
kind
you
of.
hired a have you hired a business analyst?
Yeah, I heard about sir.
HIRED, hired.
No. Yeah, I hired sir. I had business system analyst and business analyst also, and even
Okay.
we placed.
Now allow me to explain your situation, because you see
Yeah.
20% of my class comprises of students, 15 to 20% of background similar to yours. So you see, here is this guy Ajit, who is well qualified but has been working in IT recruitment or recruitment industry for last 7-8 years. Now, some of you may be aware that these waves of machine learning and artificial intelligence are making many jobs redundant. Recruitment is one such job, and then recruitment per se is one job where you see the career prospects are limited once you acquire 8-10 years of experience. And then for many, it is a night job also. So many guys who have excellent academic background and who would have been working as recruiters where they would have been hiring business analysts, they plan or they think to move over to a BA role. Question is, will they be able to do that? The answer is an unequivocal yes, provided, because you are already good on communication. You are already in that environment if you are doing technical recruiting. So you have a good background. As quickly as you can learn these skills, you have to start from, let us say, some tier 2 or tier 3 companies. Tier 1 companies will not hire you. You need to identify what you would have done earlier, and this is possible. So Ajit, have I answered your question, or is there any supplementary question from your side?
Yeah, you came, sir. You cleared my doubts, but I have one very little questions from my side. So first question is that, like, is it they like tier third company will hire, and they will how I will justify like my 6 years or 5 years, five
Oh,
plus years
because you see, because they are tier 3, they will hire you. छोटी मोटी companies,
experience?
50 employees, 100 employees, 100. Just as employees are not ideal, employers are not ideal either. Does that satisfy you?
Yep. And sir, if any certification which will help for me to fill these 4 to 5 years gap, if you
No
will suggest.
no
No.
certification will fill that gap.
Okay.
5 years is a very long time. How can you see? Not even a 2-year MBA degree will be able to fill that gap. And why do you want to fill that gap? You have to justify that you have been doing good things.
Exactly. But like some of companies are want like some paperwork, some documents, like what was you doing in last company. So how will justify I did in my ABC company, which
So
was.
for now, just keep hope that you will be able to do that for sure. This is something which we can figure it out over a period of next 2-3 months if you join my program. So I have a question from Anil. How can we leverage experience around 7 to 8 years of different IT process when we are trying for a BA role now? So you see, everyone's experience is important. What we need to ensure that our experience, we need to identify what is the alignment of your prior experience with your future role or a future responsibility. So if you see your activities here, you may be involved in communicating with the client. So for this, if you have been doing client communication earlier, it will help. If you have been working on a process which involves some kind of domain knowledge or industry knowledge, again, it will help. So say, Anil, I can tell you there are so many individuals who are working in, let us say, insurance processes, who are working in banking processes. So these guys are well suited to take up business analyst role on those projects. So I will just communicate with you and listen from you what is your specific experience. Then I will add to things.
Hi Vijay, Anil here.
Yeah, Anil. So you are from which city?
I am from Bangalore, working as a product support specialist from last 8 years. So my domain is life sciences, like testing the life sciences projects, like applications in-house to my company from end to end.
When you say applications, these are software applications.
Yeah, products. They are the products of yeah. So users will be using it, and when they face some issues, we'll be doing the functional troubleshooting and we'll be helping them. So this is like a product support for the last 8 years. And now if you are trying to, planning for a BA, having 8 years of experience, and after this training, how we are going to leverage this experience, like
of course,
how we are going to put it.
You need to identify your strong points. So your strength is that you have been working in the life sciences industry. So it may so happen that your current experience is immediately transferable on some other project. So you may be aware, as you are living and working in Bangalore, that Wipro is having a big life sciences domain activity, or number of projects in life sciences domain are being taken up by Wipro. That is true for TCS also. That is true for Cognizant also. So you need to identify. So then say for a person like you, you need to find, because you have a larger and a higher experience, you need to acquire these core business analyst skills. And on the domain front, you need to see whether your domain knowledge is required right away on some of the projects or on some of the job descriptions. Even if it is not there, then you may have to acquire some additional domain knowledge, let us say in areas like popular areas like US healthcare or whatever. So I may not know your current situation now, which we can always discuss on telephone after the class. But this is what you need to do. So whatever you have been doing earlier as a support engineer or a software application support professional, all that is important, because in a sense, when you provide support for a software product, you see thorough with that product, you are thorough with, you see new functionalities, new releases, etc. All that is transferable in the new mindset of an IT business analyst. So it is possible. You can do that. Many of my students who have been in the support role earlier have been able to move over to the business analyst role. Bismoy asks, what will be the career path of a BA after 10-20 years? Could you please explain? Yes, I have a slide for this, so we will quickly move on to that slide. So we move ahead because we have to cover the presentation also. So I mentioned to switch to a business analyst role is as easy as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Understand 3 key skills of a business analyst. So we have understood those 3 key skills: core skills, domain skills, and soft skills. My program will focus on these core skills. And once you complete my program, you will have skills equivalent to that of a BA who is on the job for last 8 to 10 years. I also have a domain training program in payments domain and insurance domain, but for now, let us focus on the IT business analyst role. Master 6 key software for the IT business analyst role. So what are these 6 key software? So these 6 key softwares are Microsoft Word to prepare requirement documents, Microsoft Visio, or maybe something like Lucidchart to prepare requirement models, Balsamic, or something like you see Axior, etc., to prepare requirement visuals, Jira to do requirements management, SQL or a structured query language. So we learn Oracle SQL in our program for investigating the database, because you see softwares store information. We need to update that information. So many times as a business analyst, you may need to investigate what is available in the database. So SQL is for that. Excel and PowerPoint. So Excel and PowerPoint is again something like a communication tool, basic data analysis tool also. So these are the 6 key software which you need to master as a business analyst. So I have not mentioned any programming language. I have not mentioned, you see, any mastery for database administration, etc. This is all what you need. And these skills have, and these softwares have immense continuity. SQL is in the market since 1970. You will not acquire proficiency in SQL as that of a programmer. You are expected to know SQL skills as that of a business analyst. Word is also in the market since last 30+ years. So this is what you need to master. You may be knowing some of these softwares already. Now, this is an interesting slide. On this slide, I ask you to identify your starting point. Everyone will have a different starting point. We have, I think I was talking to Anil, who has been a support specialist working for healthcare or life science related softwares. So his starting point is basically a graduation degree, 7 years of experience, and domain skills. And of course, since he is a software support specialist working on an IT project, he would have been communicating with the client. He knows how to communicate and how to, what all it takes to work in a software industry. So he has got good soft skills. Moment he acquires these core skills, all the 3 checks are there. So out here, let us see what other guys are having. So Amala, what do you say for present final able to write exams but seeking a job? Good, so good. So you see, whether or not you are able to write your exam, someday that exam is going to happen. So don't worry about that. As and when that exam will be announced, you can appear and you can complete your degree. But seeking a job. So you see, being a final year student, to seek a job is your right. And companies also understand the environment. So be a job seeker, be ready with your skills, be ready with your objective, and don't worry about your exams. As and when exams will happen, you see, you will get your degree. And those companies who may basically tell you that for the fact that you do not have a degree, they are not going to entertain you, don't feel sad. It may be a case that they don't have a requirement suitable to your background. So that's why they are saying this thing. Seetal, I have one doubt. How important is to know MySQL? So Seetal, would you like to speak? Shall I unmute you? Because this is a
Yes,
good.
sir.
Okay. So can you repeat your question?
Yeah, because I wanted to know how much depth we should know regarding MySQL and SQL, queries and everything.
Okay.
And is that what we need to create a UML diagram? Because we will be creating UML diagrams.
You are now mixing two questions together. Let us
Yeah.
first
Okay.
focus on SQL, then we will move on to UML. Okay. Is
Okay.
that okay? So your
Yeah.
question is, what is the degree of proficiency or what is the level of depth which is expected from a business analyst when it comes to SQL, structured query language? Am I correct in this
Yes.
understanding?
Yes, correct.
So for the benefit of those who might not have worked on SQL earlier, SQL stands for structured query language. It is a standard programming language to communicate with databases which are holding information. So when I say communicate, it may be, you see, retrieving a record. It may be inserting a new record. It may be altering a table structure, etc. Think of a database. So whenever you do whenever you create a new user profile, a new username or password, let us say for your Facebook portal, you register yourself on Facebook, that record gets inserted in the database. So SQL is for that. So the question is, what is the level of proficiency which is expected from a B? So for sure, there is a certain minimum skill which we expect from a business analyst. That is one thing. Beyond that, you see, you can go to any level of proficiency because it is not getting a business analyst role. This is going to be your career, a long career. In this long career, there are, you see, 10, 12 areas in which a business analyst has to acquire expertise. SQL and databases is one such area. So for this area, over a period of n number of years, you can increase your proficiency. No need to stop at any level. But to start with, there is a certain level of skill which includes, you see, writing joins, having a knowledge of select query, understanding basic RDBMS concepts and all that is mandatory. Beyond those mandatory skills, you keep on learning. I don't mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Vibor has a question. What all documentations are necessary in BA? So please understand, and to clarify, a business analyst is working on the software project. So the ultimate deliverable of a software project is the working software, the software which works for the client. So that this software is prepared according to the exact requirements of the client, and this software is prepared and there is a continuity in maintaining this software. We do documentation. So a business analyst is preparing requirement documents, it's preparing writing user stories, is preparing functional requirement documents, he is preparing an agile project charter. So there are n number of documents which are prepared for your project, for your client, and for your employer. You need to ask your employer that please give me the laundry list of documents which I need to prepare. whatever list is given to you, you prepare all those documents and even one or two more. So let's proceed. So is there anyone who would like some further discussion on this slide about having a starting point? One question which I will answer here, which many of you may ask: what is the best time to take up the business analyst role? Best time to take up the business analyst role is as early as possible. I joined this role straight out of college, the year I completed my master's program from IIT Bombay. Because you see, some people are under the misconception that you need 2 years or 3 years of experience. So you see, he who will be having 3 years of experience, expectation will be different. He who is a fresher, expectation will be different. Core skills remain the same. Now, who hires a business analyst? Please remember, if you have the right skills, the whole world is your playground. Today you may be working in Bangalore. Tomorrow you may be cycling in New Jersey for the fact that your job has taken you there. And there are very many companies, superb employers, you may not have heard of their names. So the names which I mentioned here are those you see common names, companies like TCS, Wipro, Infosys, Facebook, Google, Sony, WhatsApp, etc., etc. So the whole world is your playground if you have the right skills and if you join this profession, because the nature of the work is that you have to interact with the client. You have to be with the client wherever he is. You have to basically match to his lifestyle. You are no ordinary person. You will be treated like royalty once you become a business analyst, because the client has already committed $2 million on the project. You are the representative of your IT company. He will treat you with respect. He will treat you with care and caution. Only thing is, then at the end of the day, you have to come up with right requirement outputs, and your company has to be true to the promises which it would have made for the client. So I have a question from Shruti also. Sir, is it really hard to switch as a BA role after 2 years of IT experience? So Shruti, would you like to speak? If you have a mic, I will communicate with you and then I will explain.
Yes. Hello, sir. I'm Shruti.
Okay. So what is your academic background?
Academic, I was in electrical engineering. From electrical engineering, I have completed. After that, I have 2 years experience in Tech Mahindra as a software asset management.
Software asset management. Okay.
Yeah. So it is related to some software licensing. So now I wanted to switch to
a business analyst. So you see, someone who has done electrical engineering and who has spent 2 years as a, let us say, software asset management professional, you may think 2 years is a very big time, because you see, it is, you have spent these 2 years in the industry, but you see 2 years is nothing compared to a full lifetime of career of 30 years. So 2 years is just nothing. Acquire the right skills and move on to a BA role. So just don't worry, it will be very easy for you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you. So another question, and then I will take up the career roadmap. Does a business analyst role involves business development activities? So you see, if you work for a very small company, they may involve you in business development activities. If you are at a very senior level, let us say you are a business analyst with 12 years of experience. For an example, let us say you are working with the Finacle team as a senior consultant, and let's say they have to pitch their product to a new bank which has got a new license and who has to choose a core banking solution. As a business analyst, you will be part of the team who will be involved in the pre-sales activity, where you may have to demonstrate your product to the prospective clients. But ordinarily, this role has got a benefit, and many people are happy with this role because it does not involve sales targets and all in general. So sales target will not be there, but you may be involved in a team which is securing new business. So this is your roadmap. You can identify where you will fit yourself. In 18 years time, you can be part of the senior management team if you join as a business analyst today. 0 to 3 years, junior business analyst. You will have good time to learn new things. Business analyst, here you have to work independently. 3 to 7 years of experience. You will be responsible for a full project. You have to write user stories. You have to write requirement documents, prepare requirement documents. Senior business analyst, you are involved in multiple projects. Now you are good in modeling. You are excellent in documentation. Client partner. Client partner is someone who will be talking to client on multiple projects. So this is the client partner's role. So you choose either to be a client partner or an enterprise analyst. By the time you have 15 years of experience, you are ready to take up the role of a competency head or a domain head. That is, let us say someone who is working for insurance projects for last 15 years. Then EVP or senior management. With 18 plus years of experience, you become an EVP and you are part of a senior management team. All along, your skill sets remain the same, and over this period of these 15-18 years, you acquire competency in 1 or 2 domains, and softwares there is a good continuity when it comes to the software side of your learning. Anyone having any questions here? So there is so 2 written questions. I'll take up them. Sir, you mentioned BA is involved till the delivery of the project. So where does the project manager roles fit in? Please clarify. So business, and you see, as a team, there is a deliverable which has to go. So business analyst is not involved as a delivery manager. When we use the word delivery on IT projects, it is basically the person who is responsible for delivering the software. Business analyst is responsible for presence and absence of functionality in the software. How that software is going to get developed is the responsibility of the program manager or the delivery manager. Then another question from Amrita. I have 5 years of IT experience as a programmer analyst and have few transferable skills. Should I now start as a fresher in BA role? No, you won't start off as a Amrita. You won't start off as a fresher in a BA role. So if you see the career roadmap here, you will right away become a business analyst because you have spent 5 years in IT industry. You need to acquire these additional skills. Whatever you know as a programmer or as a programmer analyst, you already know that. So you will right away become a business analyst. If you have a supplementary question on what you have written, you can ask now.
Hello, sir. Orgodit here.
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, so for the last 1.5 years, I'm working in a software product company. So I have seen as a business analyst, my role as a product-based company and the person who is working in the service-based company is a bit different because I'm so much into market research and so much into product research and all. So what is the main difference between that product-based company and service-based company as a business role work perspective?
For everyone to understand your question a little better, I have got your question. Can you explain what is the software product which your company is building?
Yeah, so basically I'm working in Pfizer. So along with, we have some infusion pumps and all. So along with the medical device, we are providing software service. Okay. So to make our product more beneficial.
Can you mention in one line what is your software product?
Some mobile application, enterprise product.
For the mobile applications for the
medical service.
Medical services, ठीक. So you see now Argadeep's question is something like this. His company is delivering software products for, you see, for the medical industry, and which are typically mobile applications or mobile apps. Since his company has to build a product, they also have to sell this product to new clients. They have to, identify new clients. They have to come up with different new functionalities, because they are not building this product as per order. They have made a product just like Microsoft Word is here or PowerPoint is here. Whosoever wants it takes it. His question is, how is this experience different than a business analyst who is working in services industry? And as he mentioned in a simpler manner, that he is not working on the requirement side. He is doing some market research and some selling activity also for this product. Because you are part of the product team, and because the product has to survive, you have to do all these things. That is just fine. So if you work for a project company, your focus will be primarily the requirements which the clients will dictate. If you work for a product company, roles can be more than money, over and above the requirement. So where should you work? Should you work for a product company or a services or a project company? If your product is a winner, think of yourself working with the WhatsApp team. Had you been working with the WhatsApp team, which is a global winner, you will never think of working, let's say, in a services company, say like TCS. We can't compare apple and oranges, but still I take that name. Say a company like TCS. So if you are working with a product which is successful, working in a product company is always beneficial. If the product is not so successful, then life becomes difficult. So at the end of the day, you as a business analyst, you need to have experience which provides you these core skills and which gives you domain knowledge. So it will depend on individual companies. So both product and project experiences are good and valuable.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, what are the 6 key industries or domains where you can basically build up your business analyst career? Travel has not been so popular all the time, but still there was demand. Today it is weak demand because of Corona. Banking is evergreen domain. Finance, payments, etc., it propels commerce. Important. So BFSI, you can see. Banking, finance, securities, insurance. If you have less than 7 years, 5-6 years of experience, don't worry about the domain. Healthcare, again, it is so important today. Telecom is also on the upsurge. So these are some important business domains wherein if you get to work on projects in these domains, you will be in high demand. Today, there are 2 domains, even within these domains, insurance and payments, they are in very good demand. I run training programs on that domain also. So these are key industries for a business analyst career. If you are starting out on your career, you may not have these skills, but class which is conducted either Tuesday and Wednesday or every Saturday. So I'll just write it here, Saturday 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So these are the 2 batches which are running. Many people basically want a weekend class. So this is the weekend batch. And there are 40 to 44 hours of online classes. You gain expertise that of a BA with 6 to 8 years of experience and even more. Within this class, there are 32 hours of recorded video sessions. Assignment and practicals are there. Project work is there. We will have, you see, interactive sessions for resume and interview preparation. You will be part of a professional and a social collaboration network. I will add you to my groups, WhatsApp group, where I have more than 250 practicing business analysts with which you can talk from day one. Whichever big city in the country you will go, you will have QBI alumni, you will be provided certification, placement assistance, ongoing support, and then every week we have ongoing lectures. Even tonight we have a guest lecture on operational risk management for the banking industry. Then other program is basically the recorded live training program. Everything is there in the recorded live training program except the live online class. All else is common and same. Fee for the recorded live online program is 8,000. Classroom program is conducted at Noida, which is not available now. So here I'll stop again and let me hear from you if there are any questions on the program or anything else.
Sir, this is Sheetal here. I have one doubt. Sir, are you providing any training on banking and insurance business analysis?
Yeah, Sheetal, I have a training program for insurance domain, and that is a very popular program because insurance is a popular domain these days. For the domain training program, I am conducting the class every Friday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Yeah. So
okay.
I think we are connected with each other, so I can connect with you over WhatsApp also.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi Vijay, Anil here.
Yeah, Anil, please tell me.
In this program, if you are going for online classes for 40 hours training program, the softwares which required for this training, will that be part of this program free of cost? Like, will that be included in that program, or how we are going to install them?
So let us have a look at these softwares. Can you look at this screen?
Yes.
So Microsoft Word. I will expect that you will have Microsoft Word with you. Okay. Excel and PowerPoint. Again, I will expect that you will have Excel and PowerPoint with you. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Are you with me? Okay.
Yes.
SQL. I'll provide you live instance for SQL for life.
Okay.
So not only you will be working on SQL for life, but not only you will learn SQL in my class, you will have a live console for your whole life. Same is true for Jira. Then comes Visio and Balsamic. So for Visio and Balsamic, I'll provide you the links for limited trial editions.
Okay.
I hope I've answered this question. So my program is fully practical, and you will be working on all these softwares.
And I see the certification, how this kind of certification is. I mean, what is a certification you're going to?
You will receive. Yeah, you will receive the certificate of having completed associate level software business analyst program from QBI Institute. So that is a valid certification, and whichever company you will apply for, I have my students there who work there, and people know what is the level of skill and level of expertise students from QBI Institute possess. So our brand name is quite popular all over the world.
I mean, is it accredited to any thing, or like it's independent?
We accredit others.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Anil. Let me see if there are any. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Priyanka also have a question. I have total 7 years of experience, out of which I have 2 years of BA experience and 5 years as a test analyst. So where do I belong in my career roadmap? When I apply for an interview, they ask like total experience, how much should I mention? 2 years or 7 years? So you see, Priyanka, in this career roadmap, you are somewhere here, 3 to 7 years, business analyst with 3 to 7 years of experience. And since you have worked as 2 years as a BA and 5 years as a tester, now you have got good enough skills. Just, I believe you will have good skills as a software tester. Just fortify your business analyst skills to the hilt. Moment you do that, you will be able to cover up everything.
Hi Vijay, Anil again.
Yeah, Anil, please tell me.
I mean, is there any like kind of agenda, like what are the classes or going through? I mean, like a day-to-day schedule listed, like a syllabus
Yeah, so
kind of thing.
I have a training program. I'll show you the contents of the training program. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
So this training is organized in 17 modules, and these 17 modules are covered over a period of 2.5 months. And if required, we have additional sessions also. So you can presume that over a period of 11 weeks, in 2.5 months, we will cover this. And this is all what we are going to cover. Just give me, I'll show you the syllabus. This is the syllabus which we cover. So IT industry fundamentals, IT business analysis essentials, business process analysis, requirements activity, requirements elicitation, stakeholder analysis and management, unified modeling language, Microsoft Visio, business process modeling, Biragi business process modeler, which is yet another software, business analysis planning and monitoring, requirements elicitation, requirements analysis, preparation of wireframes and prototypes. I have shown you what wireframes and prototypes are, solution assessment and validation, enterprise IT analysis, agile, SQL, so agile and Scrum and one and the same, SQL and software test management. So this is what you are going to learn. This is a practical program. So we will be completing this through, you see, presentations like this. I will be giving you, you see, hands-on work, which you will complete during the week. That is why I take 2.5 months to complete. For me, it is easy just to speak over a period of 2-3 weekends, but that doesn't serve your purpose. Because every week I'll give you quizzes and assignments which you have to complete. And every week, you see, I will monitor your progress. Only then you will become, you see, someone who is an exceptional BA. So there is a method, and our method is foolproof. We have basically run this method several times. So Anil, does this answer your question?
Yes, it answered my question. And one last question.
Yes.
So when we register for this course, like the course fees is 24,000 for online class fee, right?
Yes.
So is there any valid bill that you're going to send it to us? Because
yes, I will provide you.
we have a program in our company where a few of the amount can be reimbursed for any of the training programs. So
yes,
if,
so you
if a
can
bill
take,
is there,
yeah, you can take full reimbursement. You have to pay online, number one, and I will give you a printed receipt.
okay, with valid like what do you call reimbursement? Yeah.
Yes, it will be fully reimbursable.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Let me see if there are any written questions. Vibhor asks, the business program which you are showing is applicable for all individuals or individuals with different experience? So this is the question which I have read, but I would like to hear from you, and then we will have a conversation on this, because this is an interesting conversation. So Vibhor, would you like to speak? And would you like to speak a little more about yourself also?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. So what is your background, Vibhor?
Sir, I'm serving as a business analyst for the past 3 years in the IT
3
sector.
years. Okay.
Yes, sir. So,
Okay.
sir, my question is that the program that you have shared right now, is it applicable for all the business analysts having different years of experience, or it is for just for those individuals that are planning to enroll themselves in this
I'll tell
business
you.
analyst post?
I'll tell you. My students include freshers, and in the same batch, my students include business analysts with 10 years of experience. Because
Okay.
for a fresher, it is a great opportunity to learn so many things quickly. So say, for example, if you have 3 years of experience, this is an ideal program for you, because you know something which may or may not be correct. In fact, if for your case, you have to unlearn few things and then relearn.
Yes, sir, definitely.
So it is one and the same program. But as I have seen, you see, everyone benefits, because even if there is a BA with 10 years of experience, I can tell you, he would not have been working on all these softwares or on all these methodologies.
Okay.
Which city do you live in, Vivor?
So Jaipur.
Jaipur, okay. And Bismo
Okay,
has a
sir.
question. So the
Yes.
preparation of BRD, FRD, and SRS will, yes, it will be covered in the online session. It is covered in the video session also. And even in the video session, for the clarification of everyone who is in the audience, friends, I'll tell you, my video program is a very cost-effective program. Those who may think that they want to save on some money, 8,000 rupees is a fabulous fees. You don't need to run to 20 different courses here and there. This single program and the ecosystem which we have will just make you a perfect BA. And BRD, FRD, and SRS are covered in both the programs. And those who have joined my video training program, they know we conduct so many, you see, live webinars, almost 2 to 3 webinars every month, which are on different topics, which are available to both the set of students. So let me see if there are other questions, and anyone is free to speak, because this is some time wherein let me see if Hemant is there in the audience. I have given time to Hemant to speak. Hemant, are you around?
Hey Vijay.
Oh, hi Hemant. Sorry, I could not, you see, entertain you then. And I
No,
know
no
you have
worries,
such
no
a,
worries.
yeah. So friends, for everyone else's introduction, I'll tell you, Hemant is an expert UI and UX professional, and basically he works on the product side, and he lives in Australia, and he has got a rich 15 plus years of experience. So you see, when we participate in a community, it is not only the trainer, the participants also bring, you see, very new facets. So Hemant wanted to speak on a particular question. So now Hemant, this is your time to speak.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks Vijay. So basically, see, I have just noticed one question from Sandesh. The question was that if I'm not from background of an IT, is it like that? Sandesh is there on the call right now? He is there?
Yeah, let me see. Sandesh, Sony, just a minute.
Yes, I'm there.
Sandesh, would you like to? Yeah, Sandesh, you please
Can
put
you
up your
can you
question once
just
again.
rephrase your question, Sandesh? I think if you can read your question, you said that you said anyone from any background can join BA, but when we see job requirements of various companies, it's been observed that mention BE comp IT. So there will be several questions asked by the interviewer. Okay, I will just answer very quickly. I have a 20 years of design experience. Okay, and recently I just got in touch with Vijay, and this is my 4th month I'm working as a business analyst. So what I'm trying to tell you all guys is that after 20 years I shifted my line to proper business analyst. Okay, now there is some things that when I say I shifted to business analyst, actually there are certain things which we all do in our everyday day-to-day life in IT which overlaps with the BA profile. Okay, so that's the one thing. Second thing, do we need a BE computer IT background? No, we don't require. In fact, there are a lot of questions I was hearing. People are from marketing background, people are from human resource background, people are from insurance background. I will tell you honestly, you guys are in more demand than the IT people, because IT people the only knows the technical skill sets, but because you guys come from domain knowledge, you are subject matter experts. So you are in more demand than the actual IT people. Am I able to answer you, Sandesh? So thing is that it is not
Yes,
that way that IT people are in demand. If you see when Vijay said business analysts understand the business. So people who are in demand in like healthcare, insurance, finance, bank. I will tell you something. If someone is a bank manager, he is working in some local bank in India or wherever, he has a more chances of getting a job than an IT guy because he has a
So,
domain knowledge.
so here I will just, you see, add to what you have said. Let us say there is a manager who is working in a bank, let us say for 15 years, last 15 years. So we may hire him as a subject matter expert, a little different role than that of a business analyst. A business analyst may not have, you see, comparable skills when it comes to the banking processes with this bank manager. But a business analyst will have these core business analyst skills and will also have knowledge in the business domain. So he may be the best person when it comes to talking to the client on the banking software. The subject matter expert will be the best person when, you see, we have to have some clarifications on what a particular process, let us say how a fixed deposit is opened, how interest rates are calculated, etc. Then SME will be more important. But as Hemant has said, that the persons who are from the business side are also in greater demand. So variety is something which is welcome here, variety in background. Yeah, you may please continue with your statement, Hemant.
Yeah, so one is that when you join the company as a subject matter expert, there are high chances that, see, acquiring the skill sets like writing a use case, Visio, Balsamic, that you can learn on the fly. But getting a domain knowledge takes, I would say, for example, I'm working with an Australian government for the health department. It's very difficult to understand the medical flow, episodes, and all that. Probably someone is from the hospital side over here, they will understand what I'm saying. So we have to understand the patient journey. We have to understand how the pharmacy works, ambulance works, emergency department works, acute patient departments. So there is a learning. So even if I am smart, but still I have to learn the whole process of business. But someone is coming from, say, for example, like 10 years of nurse experience. In my office, there are so many nurses who are in very high demand because they have the whole knowledge of how the hospital works.
Yeah, so they may be included as a SME, but for the business analyst or IT business consultant role, you need a mix of both these skills.
Yeah. Because gradually what happened, Vijay, when they joined as a subject matter expert, slowly they also started writing use cases.
So then they need a person like me who can evaluate their use cases, whether they are right or wrong. So for everyone, you need to identify. See here, you need to identify your starting point. Someone may be good in domain. Someone may have excellent business analyst skills. So a fresher, if he is just having excellent soft skills, even that is good enough for a fresher. So you identify your starting point. Don't worry about your weaknesses. Identify what your strengths are. For the fact that this is a multifaceted role, no individual, when he is starting his career as a business analyst, will be good in all the three areas.
Right. In fact, I will tell all the people, apart from the technical skill, I think what Vijay was saying, the soft skill, there is one very important thing in the soft skill. You have to ask a lot of questions. You have to be very sensitive, and you have to be having an investigative mindset. There are two important things which will help you in your career and a very long-term career. Be sensitive and be investigative mindset.
So important. Being sensitive is so. I think you have brought out a very valid point. Being sensitive and being able to read between the lines of what one is saying, that is so important. Thank you, Hemant. Let me take up few more questions. If anyone get a job, BA in finance, does it require to learn financial product? So Ajit, I'll share my story with you. When I completed my master's in management, I got a job with a company which was headquartered in Singapore. This company was making insurance software products. So that was my first job as a business analyst. Since I have to learn their financial product, and since I have to implement their products, and I have to act as a business analyst, I have to learn insurance business, and I also have to learn basically processes which were available in that product, because ultimately I have to demonstrate, showcase, and train these, give a training of these processes to others. So when you join a company, good amount of learning happens there. So that, you see, you will have something with you. There are yet another areas of expertise which you will learn when you are on the job. So don't worry, you won't have everything to start with, but you should have some adequate starting point. Vibor, for all of us, salary is the only thing which pushes us forward. Oh, because you are so young. By the time you will cross your 40s, you will say that, oh, okay, money is fine, but I need some name, fame, etc. So I want to know more about the salary that I can achieve after pursuing this program. So Vibhor, for the salary which you can achieve after pursuing this program, let us have a communication, open communication. I will be asking few questions from you, and then I will be able to answer. Yeah, Vibhor.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah, so Vibhor, you have how many years of experience?
Sir, in coming September, it will be like 3 years of experience.
Yeah, and what is your qualification?
So BTech in Electronics and Communication, and right now pursuing MBA.
Okay, and what is your current role? You are working as a business analyst.
Yes, I'm working as a business analyst, but in Jaipur, business analyst is more towards the business development executive.
Okay, okay.
So our role is
now,
more towards the sales part.
Okay, so now I ask yet another question. What is your current salary? Since you asked what is the salary which you may expect to get, so what's your current salary? There is a reason why am I asking this, and even if you don't answer, I'll tell you. Typically, you see, HR department has got its own methods. So if you join a very big company, they will say that irrespective of your current salary, if because we have a position and this position is slotted in this salary bracket, you will get the salary which is applicable for the position. Otherwise, in so many other companies, you will be able to get a 30% salary hike on your current salary. Maybe 30, or if your salary is low, very low, then it can even be 50, not more than that.
Okay.
So 30% is something which you can aim for after completing my program. And as I have an impression that Jaipur as a city doesn't pay very high salaries. So if you move on to a new city, not only you can ask for a 30% hike, you can ask for yet another 15% if you can explain to them that, look, when I move from Jaipur to Gurgaon is 15% costlier.
Okay, okay. And sir, what do you think about the location? Suppose I just pursue the program. Okay, and after pursuing the program, I just switch to Gurgaon, or I just switch to Mumbai, Pune, or Bangalore.
Yeah.
So does the salary hike is different in something, or it will be similar to that only?
You see, there's a different cost of living in different cities. So that cost of living will also be accounted for. And as far as location is concerned, don't restrict yourself to a given location. Wherever there is a good employer, wherever there is a good project, just move there. Unless you have some, exceptional constraints or some personal constraints, that is one thing. So that's fine. Without those constraints, don't restrict yourself to a particular location or a place. In the long run, if you are mobile, it helps your career.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Hey, Vijay, Anil
Thank
here.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Anil, just give me a minute. I'll see if there are any other written questions.
Okay.
So Sandesh's question has been answered. Gurjot, you have not spoken yet. Would you like to speak?
Just fine. I'm digging in your pearls of wisdom, so that's okay.
Oh, thank you so much. I believe you are joining from Australia.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, thank you so much that you are attending this program from Australia. And I have, very many students living in Australia. Moment you join my program, at least you will have access to at least 50 or 20 business analysts who are working there. In whichever city you will mention, you will find colleagues whom you can refer to and connect to immediately.
Sure, that would be a great opportunity to network.
Yeah, thank you. So
thanks.
So Anil, you wanted to say something?
Yes, Vijay. The question is, so now if we take up this program and once we complete this program and we get certified from this QBI, so having around 8 years of experience, so how will I start my career as a BA when I start for a new change? Like what kind of experience should I put, and like how it works?
I got your point. first and foremost thing which you will need over and above these skills is basically a right resume, because only that resume will get yourself shortlisted, and only with that resume you will be able to showcase, basically discuss your earlier experience and your ability to perform on the role. So we will help you prepare the resume, and in that resume, of course, you will be mentioning all what you have done earlier. So it is not day and night. Whatever you would have done earlier, we would see that it is mentioned in the light of your prospective BA role. So with a good resume, with a good skill, and the kind of a role which you have mentioned, that you have been in support for, you have been a support professional or a support engineer for life science industry applications, I believe there will be set of companies who will find your experience valuable. As far as the salary is concerned, I do not know what your current salary is. You can expect something like, whatever your current salary may be, you can expect something like 10 to 30% salary hike on your current salary, because you are making a switch to a BA role. And since you have 8 years of experience, I do not know what are the opportunities which may come up, but this is what you may expect.
Thanks, Vijay.
Yeah, thank you. So friends, we move a little more from this live online class, because there is something else which has to be covered. So why do so many love this IT business analyst career? Why are you here on a Saturday afternoon? You could have watched a Netflix series. You could have, just watched YouTube, or if someone is, high on video gaming, you could have been playing your Sony PlayStation. So many people love this IT business analyst role because this is the international career opportunity from day one. Not only this is an international career opportunity from day one, you can talk to your friends, your relatives in countries like Australia, Canada, US and all. This is the career opportunity. The IT industry is the industry to work, and BA is the role to take up. There is immense continuity in this role. I don't need to learn new programming languages every 3 months, 3 years. Word, Visio and SQL have been my tools since 1990s. And today, I am as proficient in these tools as someone in the top 0.1% category of professionals will be. So this is a stress-free job, because I know my tools. You can build upon your domain knowledge with time. So domain knowledge can be acquired with time. So domain knowledge is something which you can build upon. And even in domain knowledge, there is immense continuity. People with less experience cannot match your wisdom. So this is, again, if you are a programmer, or if you are in a technical role, you may be having 20 years of experience, but you may so find that someone who is having 7 years of experience is better than you. But this doesn't happen in IT business analysis or IT business consulting. And this is not a role which involves selling. And these are 5 reasons why I love this business analyst career, and why even today I enjoy, working as a business analyst coach, working as a business consultant, providing, my consulting services to IT companies, to set up their, business analyst programs. And once you master this trade, first 2-3 years are a little, jittery, because there are so many skills to learn. And even that will be easy, because you will undergo my training program. I have to learn it with a little difficulty, but this is the beauty of this profession. Allow me to summarize, and then once I will again open up this session for discussion. So as a business analyst, you take a variety of tasks, including requirements engineering and management, software testing, implementation, consulting, documentation, etc. A business analysis role is a challenging role. It is a global role, and it is a high profile role. So you must be someone who should enjoy the spotlight. You should be someone who should enjoy that attention. Requirements engineering and management is a key business analyst activity. Business analysts are leaders who work under the glare. So the spotlight will be on you. The arc lights will be on you. On many days you will think that you are getting undue praise, wherein the real work has been done maybe by the entire team. But there will be some days where you may get undue criticism also. Be ready for those days as well. But this is a career which is a lifetime career. So here I have covered so many items. If you think there is something else which needs to be covered, I will address that as well. And the session is now open for a free for all, one after another QA. Thank you for listening to me with so much patience. So anyone who would like to speak?
Hi, Arthadip here again.
Yeah, Ardeep, please tell me.
Can you elaborate something about user acceptance testing, because it's a important part of the business analyst, in the testing process, how a business analyst can contribute this to
so I
question.
will, you see, I will for sure I will not be teaching you what are the various steps in user acceptance testing, but for the benefit of everyone, I will tell you the gist or the soul of what user acceptance testing is. As I have mentioned, that we are delivering this software or we are completing this project in multiple deliverables. Let us say deliverable number 1 has been given to the client, and the client has deployed that deliverable, and that deliverable is working fine. Now we are ready with deliverable number 2. At deliverable number 2, the software will be demonstrated to the client. The client will test this software on real data. So he will work on his real data, which is akin to his production data or live servers data. So the client, the business analyst role is to facilitate user acceptance testing. He will not do user acceptance testing. He is the facilitator for user acceptance testing, because ultimately it is the end users who will do the testing and accept the release or accept the deliverable. Okay, so business analyst will facilitate it, and users will quickly or with whatever their speed is, will do the test so that they are assured that the new deliverable is something which is not having any showstoppers, which works as per their specifications, and they are better off moving from delivery number 1 to delivery number 2. Otherwise, if they think they are not better off and this delivery is coming up with some problems, they may even reject the deliverable. So this is, in brief summary, the importance of user acceptance testing. Other details or nuances of user acceptance testing are something which I cover in my program. So because for now, let us concentrate on the career aspect of this business analyst profession.
Oh, thank you.
Apurv had a question. Sir, how many people will be there in a batch? So Apurv, we typically work with the small batches. So you may expect there will be around 8 to 12 students, approximately 10, you can say. And what is your background, Apurv? I would like to listen from you.
Hello.
Yeah, Apurv, what is your background like?
Yeah, sir. Good evening, sir. This is Apurv. I have been working as a business analyst from last 3 years, and I am based in a Jaipur-based IT firm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I will pull you to Noida if you complete my program. We need you here.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. So what's your question?
So
how many? So I have answered your question. Okay. So we need you here. You be here in Gurgaon or Noida. There are so many big companies which want people like you.
Sure, sir. I look forward to your program.
Yeah. Thank you. So I have yet another question from HB. What is a change analyst? How it is different from a business analyst? So allow me to talk to HB, and then I will answer this question. HB, would you like to speak your question once again?
Hey Vijay, this is Hemant. It's my initials
Okay,
only.
Hemant. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Hemant Bharadwaj, as I remember. Okay. Am I correct? You are Hemant Bharadwaj? Or what does B stand for?
Hemant Buddhivat.
Okay, Hemant. So I'll just answer your question. You see, normally when we implement IT projects are in itself an exercise of change. Think of it in this fashion. See here, somewhere in 2008, 2009, 2010, we were issuing new mobile SIMs through this process. Now, the mobile SIMs are being issued through a new process. So I'm talking about India, where we do biometric authentication and mobile SIM is being introduced. So the process has changed. The stakeholders may be the same or maybe a little different. So now this guy who is selling the mobile phones at the shop has to accustom himself to the change process. Though it is a simple example, but even this example needs change. It needs some kind of demonstration. It needs some kind of training. So a change manager can be a full-fledged, a business analyst can act as a change manager, or there can be a situation. Now change comes, so shall I say change comes with multiple dimensions. One dimension is the IT dimension. Yet another dimension can be the sensitive dimension, as you mentioned. So I'm taking your word. So that sensitive or cultural dimension is that people may be slightly apprehensive to the change. So not only whenever it happens, whenever the change happens, a BA can act as a change manager, or another organizational leader can also act as a change manager. But for sure, wherever there is an IT implementation, change is going to happen and change management has to be taken up. This is one thing. Second thing is that sometimes you see we call this guy as a solutions manager or someone who is basically working, coming up with better results, and also your role may be, titles may be different, activities are many a time similar or they overlap. This is one thing. Second thing is, if I see change in a little narrow sense, so my earlier answer was basically the change which is happening at the organizational level. Now there can be some changes which may happen at the software level or at the project level. Even in that project, changes may happen. So in your project, there may be a change manager who is just, you see, accommodating change requests, who is handling bugs, who is handling defects, who is, you see, planning for new functionality and all. So there even can be a change manager there. So this change manager will typically work alongside the delivery team. Have I answered your question, or do you need to add something to it?
No, so far so good. I mean, this example was the good example that we are changing the end user goal. So to achieve that, there are different ways to, there is a culture, there is a legacy process, and then we have a new process.
Yeah. So people are to be ready for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the people who are working with me as a change analyst, they are actually not only planning the how to capture, but also to train the doctors and nurses how to use the application.
Yeah. So I have yet another question from Vikas. Why business process improvement is important and necessary? So Vikas, allow me to connect with you. So Vikas, would you speak?
Yes, I'm here. Wanted to understand this, the business process improvement. Why as a BA we need to have this skill?
Yeah. So you see, a business analyst is expected to possess excellent business process analysis skills, excellent business process mapping and modeling skills, excellent business process simulation skills, excellent, you see, resource analysis skills, because you see, a business process will also consume resources. And why business process improvement is important? You see, have a look at this example, the very same example. when we change the process, in fact, this is not only improvement, this is business process transformation. Yeah, where were we? Just a minute. Yeah, this example. So what used to cost us rupees 200, with the new Aadhaar infrastructure, it costs something like rupees 20-30. So who will not like to have this? So this is an improvement in business process, and in fact, this is a transformative improvement. Otherwise, improvement is something like 5 to 10% of efficiency. This is one thing. Second thing is, wherever there is improvement, wherever there is, you see, changed expectations, you need to improve upon the process. See this. This was the old process. This is the new process, where you see your facial scan is being done for your attendance. So as a business analyst, you have to come up with the better solution, because when times will change, expectations will change. Client expectations are also improving by the day. So this is why business process improvement is important.
Excellent, sir. I got you. Thank you.
So friends, this is so I have some more questions. Hi sir, there is any difference of BA activities of a banking BA or a IT BA, or the difference is only in the domain? Okay. Sheetal, be ready. I will be putting up some questions to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have got how many years of experience?
I have got nearly 3 years of experience.
3 years. So 3 years is,
yeah, as IT BA.
IT BA. So let us assume that you are sent to a project where you are a business analyst for a bank.
Okay.
And let us assume that you are having 7 years of experience. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Let us assume that your presence at the client side is billed for something like $300 per hour or $500 per hour. This is how you see IT companies bill, and I think you know that.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Now, when the client is paying so much for your presence, and let us say the client mentions a word like CASA, and if you do not know that CASA is current account and savings account, so then you see, you will feel a little embarrassed, the client will feel a little embarrassed, and the project will go slow.
Yeah.
And it will happen with almost every other process. So if you are a person with higher experience, not only you need to have all the domain skills, the skills which are here, which I mentioned, the 3 skills of a business analyst, you also need to possess domain skills as well. So IT skills remain the same. Higher domain skills are required. Now let us assume that you are a business analyst with something like 2 years of experience. You are sent to a client side, the very same bank. Your presence will still be built. Your presence will still not be cheap. But since you are with 2 years of experience, the client, you see, ultimately we are all human beings dealing with each other. The client will sense that, look, here is someone who is having, you see, a little limited experience. With that little limited experience, we can, you see, expect only this much. So they will also, you see, give you some space to learn things quickly. They may also train and teach you, and they will be a little more receptive, or they may treat you with some kind of, even they may promote you in the sense that they will give you some space to learn things. So this is the difference.
Okay.
So Ajit, a BA also works in economics connected with finance. So I think I'll come back to this question because this is not clear. And I think I have answered almost all the written questions. If anyone wishes to speak, your time is now. If anyone thinks there is anything specific to be addressed, otherwise I have covered the agenda of the session, and it is almost 5 p.m. So we are dot on time, and you can speak. And those of you who wish to join my live online class, you are so welcome. Next Saturday onwards, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. we start with all guns blazing. And those of you who have a time constraint, they can always opt for my recorded video training program. Yes, Hemant, what you have written is, my answer is yes, about the syllabus. So in the video training program, we have 60 plus learning videos, and these 60 plus learning videos cover all these areas. And we have a very rich and a vibrant ecosystem of business analysts. So that is available both for my live online class and the video training program students. Amit asks, please elaborate placement assistance. So thankfully, because we have a large network, we are able to provide active placement assistance. At my core, it is basically, I am basically a trainer. So at my core, I am not I can claim myself to be the best business analyst trainer in this world, but I am not a, trend placement consultant. Having said that, this is my area of specialty. Since we have a large network of students who are working as business analysts, we are able to refer to each other. And for sure, when you will join this program, you will have the opportunity to prepare a good CV and a CV which will get yourself shortlisted. Amal has a question. Will you provide the feedback link? So Amal, would you like to explain what this feedback link is? Feedback for the session? So Amal is not in the audience, probably not in the audience right now. Oh, I'm not sure. So friends, shall I close the session now?
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, I have few queries regarding the program that you are about to conduct from the coming Saturday. First is, I can see the total fees here is 24,000 INR. Okay.
Yes.
So this amount is payable in one amount, or we can pay in installments? First question.
You can pay, yeah. So I think I should have mentioned this thing to everyone early. You can pay this in 2 installments of rupees 12,000 each.
Okay. Perfect. And would we also be getting some kind of study materials from your end, like
yes,
in terms of PDF, notes, and
as I have written here, you will get 32 hours of recorded video sessions. You will get case studies and assignments. You will get all the presentations. So whatever I train and teach here in form of presentations, very detailed presentations you will get. So say for example, I'll just give you a glimpse. So say for example, this is my presentation on Scrum. So you will get all these presentations also.
All right. Okay, perfect. Sir, my third query to you is, as I can see, you would also be teaching us the MS Visio tool for the requirement.
In so much detail. Not only I'll teach MS Visio, I will teach you with the latest version of Visio and in absolute detail.
All right.
See here, this is my version of Visio. Don't read it as 2006. This is 2006. This version is June of 2020. The latest version.
Okay. So I think, sir, this tool is paid. I think the MS Visio.
Yes, this is paid. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So that's all from my side, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. So friends, thank you. Thank you each of you for attending the session, and we close now. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
This is very interactive session, sir. Actually, we learned so many things. At least we can understand what is the business roles, business analyst roles, and all. So I would like to thank you so much, sir. This is really very interactive, very understanding. You are saying so many things and in very depth, so that we can, if we will join the class, definitely we will move further our career in this profile.
I am delighted, Ardeep. I'm delighted for your feedback. If if you have joined through my business analyst group on Facebook, please share this feedback on the FB group also.
Sure, definitely, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Or
Thank you.
rather, instead of closing the session, I am around. If someone wishes to speak, you can speak now. Why I don't close the session. And anyone who thinks that I need to address his or her question, you can still speak. So I have new attendees also who have joined a little late. Rakesh is here, Preeti is here. Amrita is also here. So anyone who wishes to speak, I'm not closing the session. Anyone who wishes to speak can speak. Otherwise, those who wish, session in itself is over now. Those who wish, who can leave as well.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sir, I have one more query. We have a policy of 3 months notice period in our company where I am working right now. So, your course is like for 2.5 months of duration, because I am planning to resign from my current position because it involves more of a business development role activities in terms of BA. So,
okay,
I was actually planning to resign, but now I think I must take some kind of professional courses from a trainer like you, and then, go for the placement and all for the job searching opportunities. So what do you say? What do you suggest?
So you see, you have already resigned from your job?
No, not yet now, because I'm planning right now to undertake such kind of a program like yours first, and then I will plan to resign.
Okay, so you start with this training program. 1 month down the line, you take your decision. Right now, there is no need to resign.
Okay, perfect.
Amrita, please speak what your question is. I'm here to answer. Yeah, Amrita, you may please speak now. We are not able to hear you. So Amrita's question is why most of the BA job roles have BI knowledge of tools like Tableau. So Amrita, I can tell you this is not the fact. There still may be some descriptions where they may ask for a knowledge like Tableau. Knowledge for a software like Tableau or Power BI is good to have, but not essential. So I'll tell this thing with an example. So let us say you equip yourself with the highest degree of knowledge in Tableau or Power BI. Still, you cannot become a BA. But without this knowledge, BA roles are available, and this is just an extension. So if you know Tableau, it is good, but that is not sufficient. Who else? Anyone who is having other questions? So if there aren't any further questions, either someone speaks up or we close the session.
Hello, sir. Ajit here.
Yeah, Ajit, please tell me.
Actually, I had one question. I just typed. In economics domain, does business analysts can boost their career in economics domain also?
What is you see our scope of discussion is basically IT projects, and these IT companies are delivering projects to their clients. So economics per se is no such domain. Bulk of projects come from banks. They come from insurance companies, they come from manufacturing organizations, they come from healthcare organizations, etc. So how do you define economics domain? What is economics domain?
Like I mean to say, it's connected with the any financial area or banking sector.
So we don't call it as economics, we call it as BFSI domain, that is banking, financial services, securities and insurance. There are so many domains, so many opportunities out there.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So friends,
Got it, sir.
allow me
Thank you so much.
thank you. So friends, allow me to stop the session. Thank you for your attendance. Bye-bye. See you some other time, some other day. And if you have joined my program through my Facebook group, I request you to give a feedback there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.